Okay, I think it's time to begin. Hi, everyone. I'm Dmitry, and I worked at Yandex. And today I'm going to share with you some experience on conducting remote UX tests on Yandex Toloka. If you have any questions during my presentation, feel free to type them in the chat. I'll read the chat and I'll try to answer all the questions during my presentation or after my presentation. This presentation and video will be shared with you, so you'll be able to watch it again later if it's necessary. A few words about my plan for today. First of all, before my presentation, I'll tell you a few words about Yandex Toloka, about how it works, just a few slides. Then I'm going to speak about remote UX tests, how you may conduct UX tests, and some UX tests design. And after this theory part, we are going to implement together one example on Toloka, and then we will run this project, and then we'll collect results and calculate some metrics and get the answer to the question. Let's begin. A few words about crowdsourcing. What is crowdsourcing? Let's imagine that you have a complicated task, and then you have plenty of performers, and then you'd like to get the whole result. For example, you'd like to create an image classifier. You have tons of images, but you don't have labels, and you'd like to add some labels to these images. So you can run your project over Toloka. Then you can add by Toloka. You can add labels to images, and then you'll get a labeled data frame. And of course, these labels are added by real people, by performers. So this is an example of a crowdsourced task. For example, you have a binary classification task. For example, you can run a task on color classification. For example, is this cat white? And you can collect such results with Yandex Toloka. Generally, Yandex Toloka is a two-sided market. On the one hand, there are executors, also known as performers. It is people who are ready to complete simple tasks such as image classification or any task you can develop, and you pay these people for completing tasks. On the other hand, there are customers who launch projects and who launch these tasks to complete. There are lots of customers, and Yandex is one of the customers. Okay, I just told a few words about Toloka, and now we are switching to discussing UX tests. Let's begin with quite simple UX tests. For example, you have a designer and you have a video service, a streaming service with Indian series, and a designer has two design concepts, and you'd like to select the best one. What image do you like more? The left one with an elephant or the right one with a symbol? I have just launched a poll and just select what card do you like more, the left one or the right one? Okay, I'm going to stop this poll and we'll view results. Yeah, I think that I shared these results, and the left card won with the Indian series, and it is our it won with a score of 71%, and this is our opinion. And of course, in real world, we have tens of such comparison tasks, and we can launch them on Yandex Laka. And also, I launched this particular task on Yandex Laka before our meeting. And let's view results. In Yandex Laka, when I launched it in Yandex Laka, the left card with an elephant won, and moreover, I could get not only the score but also some comments about why did the left card won, not the right one. The idea is that elephant is more associated with India, but some people chose the symbol, not the elephant, and we can read opinions. Why did they select a symbol, not an elephant? For example, here is a sample comment. The person typed that he would select an elephant, but it is also associated with Africa, so he selected a symbol. And generally, in our poll, we got quite similar results. So it seems that we can use such tool for cards and some image comparison. So it was my first example. Let's continue. To conduct this experiment, I need about 400 people in Toloka, and it took about $4 United States dollars to pay these people, and it took about 25 minutes to launch this task. Let's continue on more complicated task. In the previous example, I showed you side-by-side comparison where I have only two images. But in the real world, when we work with hundreds of design concepts, there can be tens of such images. And sometimes we need to rank them and order them from the best one to the worst one. And here is another example. A few years ago, as far as I remember, about 2 years ago, Yandex launched its own Yandex phone, and designers wanted to add the best background, added the best background images to its default gallery, and they were going to select them, and and designers launched a side-by-side project to select the best images. So how did they solve, how this task was solved? They had lots of images, for example, 100 images, and they wanted to rank them. So they were created images pairs, all images with all other images. Then people in Yandex Toloka compared all these pairs, and then we aggregated results and get scores, and selected the best images, the top images, and removed the worst images. And this is an example of data-driven decision, not a designer-driven decision where a designer just selected on his own opinion, but hundreds of people, about 700 people participated in this task, and best images were selected. And just a spoiler, we are going to launch this project in the second part. So I hope you will learn how to run such projects, but just a bit later. So yeah, let's continue. Side-by-side comparisons when you compare cards or videos or search engine result pages or anything you can imagine seems to be quite an easy idea. But in real world, I think that it's a very strong tool which can help you to run data-driven decisions and select maybe the best design concepts, or even improve your search ranking if you compare search engine result pages. And just a few examples, what kind of design images were tested with side-by-side. For example, icons, Yandex Ether logos, or video thumbs, or Yandex deal discount ranking. Deal is a service with stores discount, and they are ranked, and this ranking was tested with side-by-side. Moreover, Yandex Alice is a voice assistant. Yandex Alice replies were tested with side-by-side, and even messenger stickers were tested. So I'll read the chat. Yeah, I have a question in chat. Since the input has 100 images and it was pairwise comparison, did we create 100 this compare of 100 pairs in image experiment? To be honest, yes. We launched the complete pairwise assessment, but sometimes it is necessary to reduce costs. So you can create not the whole matrix of pairwise comparison. You can select, maybe randomly select some control images, for example, 10 images, and create not 10,000 comparisons, but about maybe 1,000. For example, you can select 10 control images from this 100, and you compare all other images with these control images. And after that, you can create almost the same metrics. And as far as I researched, the results are similar, but you can reduce your costs a lot. Yeah, I hope I answered the question. Yeah, great. Okay, let's continue. When we are speaking about UX, it is not only about side-by-side, and we can imagine lots of other UX experiments that we can run in Yandex Toloka. For example, it is Yandex search result page, just a sample, and here is an icon. What does this icon mean? You can type your answer in the chat. This green icon. Okay. Yeah, we have some ideas. There are a few ideas. The first idea is a movie tape. The next idea is that is a verified site. The next idea that this site is secure. So, and as far as I remember, the correct answer that this icon means a secure connection, HTTPS connection. But it seems that this icon, the general person cannot interpret this icon correctly. So you can launch a simple survey about you can launch a simple survey in Yandex Toloka. You can share a picture with a question and collect some answers about what people think about this picture or about this icon. And this is just an example of a survey that I launched in Toloka. And now I'm going to share with you answers. Here are answers that we got from participants. They had an idea that it is a verified site, that this site is protected from viruses with antivirus. And it seems that this icon, it seems that people don't understand the real meaning of this icon, as they have few ideas about its meaning. And it can be an idea to improve this icon, or maybe add a hint when you hover this icon, or maybe think about improving your design. So it was a survey example, and I think that it is another example of a UX test that you can launch in Toloka. And to run this task, I spent about 22 minutes and $1 and 100 people participated in this survey. Let's continue. You can launch not only open questions, but you can launch single result questions and this is an example, a test from Yandex Eats. Yandex Eats, it's a food delivery service. They were improving their how their food is stored in the app, and they improved the food classification. And here's borscht is a soup and also a lunch meal, and they were improving how this item is stored in the app, because for some people it is a soup, and for another people it is a lunch meal. And if both type in the search soup or lunch meal, you should show borscht. And it is an example how you can improve your classification with single option questions. And to run this task, it took about 42 minutes, and about 300 people participated in this task, and it took $3.6 to complete it, to run this project. Okay, let's switch to another experiment, and now we are going to conduct a simple experiment. Okay. Now you can type in the chat, what did you remember? What did you remember? Okay, any other ideas? We have an ideas cars discount, 5-12% discounts, something on car rides. Okay. Any more ideas? Okay, blue border and white text. Yeah, great. Let's inspect our image again. It is an ad of a car sharing service, and now we just conducted a 5 seconds UX test. It is a kind of a test when you show a picture or a website or anything else to a participant, and he starts to inspect it. And after 5 seconds, this picture disappears forever. And then you ask a few questions about this image or a website to a participant, and he answers these questions, and then you can understand what do people remember from your ads or images or websites first. And I think that it is quite helpful when you test ads, for example, because people try to scroll ads faster because they are not interested. Generally, they are not interested in it. But when you launch ad campaign, you try to increase the share of people who remember your ads, who remember your product, and you should, when you launch ads campaign, you try to attract as much people as you can. Here is an example of an ad that we tested, and generally the real discount is 12% on business class rides and 5% on other rides. But you remember it, the discounts 5% and 12%, and 12% is much higher discount than 5%, and you remember it, and you don't remember what is here. There is some text, but you remember only the heading. And maybe when you will you will remember the 12 discount, and maybe the probability that you will use this car sharing service increases. So here are answers from Toloka that I collected from Toloka. People remember car sharing discount, cashback, 5 to 12% discount, and nobody remembered the discount, the particular discount that 12% is on business class rides and 5% on all other rides. No, nobody remembered it. And so maybe if you are interested in such tests, you can explore them over the web, and they're called 5 seconds UX tests, and you can launch them in Toloka, how I launched it. Okay, one more. I'm going to share you another example. First click test. You are not going to click, you are just going to watch my design concepts. And here is 2 design concepts, the first one and the second one. This is Yandex Practicum screen, and Yandex Practicum is an education platform where you can educate and learn some IT skills. And there is a full course which you can buy, and the free course. And here is a button to buy full course, and a designer wanted to test these prototypes to select the best one. So what metrics should he choose to select the best image? I mean, offline metrics, not a real A/B test. Of course, in the perfect world, you should test it in online with A/B test. But when you have only two images, you can run a UX test, which is much cheaper than conducting an online A/B experiment. In my opinion, you can launch a first-click experiment and select two groups of people, two separate groups of people. The first group and the second one. You show the first design concept to the first group, and then you show the second design concept to the second group. And then you ask each group to find the button by full course. And after that, you collect results. Of course, you should check that almost all people found the correct button. And moreover, I think that you can calculate the time from showing this page till clicking the button. And my question to you is, what do you think? On which page this button is discovered faster? So I'm going to share the poll again, and you can answer the question in the poll. There is a question in the chat. You can measure how long it takes from to find the button. Yes, you can, and you can create a click counter and calculate the time to measure how long it takes to find the button. Yeah. Okay, I think that we can end this poll and share the results. About 85% of participants selected that it is faster to find this button on the left image. Let's validate our results. Generally it's true. I conducted this experiment, and the average time to click on the first prototype was 8 seconds, and the average time to click on the second prototype is 11 seconds. So it seems that it is much faster to find this button on the left click, and for business it means that more people who are going to buy a full course program will find the necessary button and buy this full course, so it means that more customers will use and buy your product. A few words about how you can implement this with the Yandex Toloka tool. There are a few ways. The first way, you can add some JavaScript code and, for example, track timestamp when the page loaded. Then you can track a timestamp, the click timestamp, and then you can calculate the difference and save this difference. It's the first way how you can implement this. The second way, you can use some metric service, for example, Yandex metric service, or Google. I think that you can use Google Analytics service, and you can add a counter and use this counter to calculate this difference. And I forgot to say that I got this result, and this is a statistically significant result because I got about 100 people who participated in the first group, and about 100 or 200 of people who participated in the second group, and this result is statistically significant. Yeah, so it is an example of first click test. Let's switch to the next slide. This is not a test, it is just an example. As you know, Yandex is the most popular search engine in Russia. And when you test some design concepts with Yandex Toloka, you can be interested not only in calculating metrics, but also you can be interested in collecting a screencast to explore how user worked with your prototype, and you can add a screencast. Screencast is an external service. For example, I used Yandex metric and web user service, but also I tried some other screencast services, and they work the same way. And you add a JavaScript counter to your template, and then all visits will be screencasted, and then you can collect the screencast and explore. And I just shared with you an example of how a person was exploring our web page, not the real web page, but a web page sample which we showed in Yandex Toloka, just to explore how people look for translation. The question is cat in German, and a person just found the element with the translate, and nothing more. He didn't explore images, he didn't explore other search results. He just explored translate, and he found the answer. So it is just another idea for your UX test. You can add a screencast tool to collect screencasts. Okay. This is the end of my first part. I shared you some examples and some theory about how you can run UX tests, some ideas for UX tests. And now we are going to switch to the second part, and we are going to launch experiment together. 1 second, I'm going to change share screen. Just 1 second. I'll change screen. Okay, here is Yandex Toloka, and we are going to launch an example. We are going to launch images ranking as an example, as I showed you in the first part of my presentation. We are going to compare a few images. For example, let's imagine that we are selecting top background images from our gallery, and I have about 6 images. I'm going to show them to you. The first image, the second image. I don't know why they loaded so slowly. The third image, the fifth image, and the sixth image. And let's imagine that we are going to select, for example, two best images from this pack to add them to the gallery. And we are going to launch a side-by-side comparison. We are going to create a project, and we need side-by-side comparison project. Then I'm selecting it. Then we should fill in the form. Project name is let's add side-by-side comparison. The description is what image is better. Now we're going to add instruction. Maybe as far as you know, it is very important to add a complete instructions to performers with explaining corner cases. But our task is very simple, because a person should select the most preferable image from two images. So I think that we can add a simple question here, what image do you like more? But not only do you like more, but do you like more for example, for a desktop background. Okay. Private comment, I think that we don't need private comment, but you can use it for your projects. Then we should update our specification. What is a specification? Specification is a tool where you add your input data. In my case, input data, I have two parts of input data. It is the left image and the right image, but generally not images, but image links to this image. And then we have output data. I think that in my case, I need two parts of output data. The first part is a result. It is the selected image, the left one or the right one. And the second part of the output data is a comment. I think that we can comment here, like, why did you select this particular image? So let's add a field. I think that a field is a comment, and a type, it is a string type. So then I can save it. I think that result field, for example, the left one or the right one, is a necessary field. It is required. But comment, I think it's optional. It is not required. Then we can preview our task interface. We should upgrade these labels, and we should add a text area field in the bottom. So let's upgrade our task interface. First of all, I remove the set option in single choices. I don't need it. Then I upgrade labels. My labels are left is better, and another label is right is better. And values, I should also upgrade values. Values is values that are stored in my result data frame. So values left and right. Let's explore our project again. So I updated these labels. Then I'd like to add a text area field. I'll try to add it now. I have a collection of UI controls. Here is an example of text area. Add a multi-line text field. Yeah, I like it. I'll add it. I copy it, and then I'm going to add it here. Yeah, I'll just insert it. I should update field name. My field name is comment. So I'm going to type a comment here and preview again. Okay, it seems that it worked, but this text area, in my opinion, is small. I'd like to enlarge it. I'll try to increase the width of this element. I'm going to explore it with browser developer tools. Element style is width 500 pixels or 600 pixels. Yeah, I think it's enough. And I'm going to copy this this style to my project. So I should add it here. Dot okay, and my class name is text area underline text area, and I'm going to insert it. So it seems that I updated my task interface. Let's explore. Yeah, it worked. Here is a text area, and here are two buttons. I think that we should add a question here. Let's add it. A question, what image do you prefer more? I think I can create a heading here with HTML. A heading, what image you like more. So let's preview this debate again. What image do you like more? Left is better, right is better, and a comment. However, I think it's necessary to add one more question here, like why do you prefer this image? I think I'll add this text. So the text says, why do you, no, why did you, no. Okay, why did you select this image? Let's preview again. Oh, seems strange. I need a line break. So I almost like it. I think I need a few line breaks after the this single choice. Preview again. What image do you like more? Left is better, right is better. Why do you select this image? There is a question in the chat. Just for curiosity, instead of field, does HTML tag input type text work? As to be honest, I'm not sure because it is not just a form. It is a form with the form and the results of this form are collected and processed with Yandex Toloka, and they are stored in Toloka storage. So I'm not sure that another type of input will work. And here are UI controls and components, and you can select and we can select the components from here. Okay. There is one more question. Can we also center align the answer options? We can try. We can try to do this. I'm not sure that we will be successful, but I think we can try to do it. If we are successful, we'll do it. But if not, we'll just skip it, I think. I think that we should upgrade our footer class. No, it doesn't work. Let's try to search it over the web. Maybe we will be successful, and maybe not. If we are successful, we'll centralize these UI controls. If not, we'll just skip it. I think we can look for HTML center center align by class name. Horizontally text line. Oh yeah, we are successful. I found the necessary CSS parameter. I think that we can upgrade our specification and add the parameter to set align these buttons. So I think footer, the class is footer, and constant and the CSS option is text align center. So let's explore our project again. Well, I set aligned to these options. Maybe I would like to. So I think that, as to be honest, I don't like this. I prefer to move control back. Maybe if you're a designer, you can improve this template a lot, but I don't like it, so I'll reverse it. But of course, you can move your UI controls as you like. So yeah, what image do you like more? This one or this one? Left is better, right is better. Why do you select this image? I prepared my my template. Then I'd like to test it. What do I mean by test it? This template process answers to questions, and they should be stored correctly. I mean, all answers should be stored correctly, and now I'm going to test it. Here I can change my input data, and I'm going to select my links. I have 2 links, and I'm going to add them here. The first link and the second link. Then I'm going to apply it. Yeah, my images are loaded. Then I select the right image. I think the right is better, because why did I select this image? I selected this image because the weather is better. The weather is better. And then I submit, and I can view responses. The result is right, and the comment is the weather is better. It seems that the results are stored correctly. Let's test that left button is also stored correctly. I select the left button and submit again. So maybe I need to refresh this page. I'll refresh it. Left is better, and submit. And I view responses again. The result is left, and there is no comment. So I think that these results are stored correctly. And now I'm going to finish editing the project. I can finish editing. And then we are going to launch a pool. Let's launch a pool, add a pool. Pool name, same-set comparison, pool type, we have a normal pool type. Pricing, we can, as our task is as simple, we can type the minimum price. We have no adult content. Quality control, as of course, as our task is very simple, I think we can skip editing quality control. But if you have lots of tasks or lots of similar tasks, of course you should add quality control, I think. Then overlap, specify how many performers to complete each task in the pool. I think that maybe it's necessary 10 or maybe 5. Let's start with 5 performers for each task. Then speed quality ratio, let's use this tool like this, just to remove the worst performers. And parameters time for completing task with the page seconds. Maybe we can reduce this time to 1 minute. Key task another. Okay, we can save the pool. Yeah, I saved it. And then I need to upload the task. We can upload in different ways. The first way, we can upload with a file, and we are going to use this way. We are going to upload with a file. But there is another way. If you are going to launch hundreds of similar tasks, and moreover, if you'd like to add a user interface for designers to launch such tasks, you can use API to launch such tasks. So, example for main tasks. I'm going to download this file. I download it. It is a tab separated file with 2 columns, the left image and the right image. And I need to create such file, and I'm going to create it with Python. So here are my links. And as I need pairwise comparison, I need to add images both in A, B order and in B, A order. So each image, it is necessary to have 2 pairs, 2 items for each pair in AB order and in BA order. So let's create such pairs. I create a variable pairs, and then I'm going to iterate via all links and create all possible pairs for left image in, for right image in, if and I don't need equal image pairs. If left image doesn't equal to right image, I'm going to add pairs append left image and right image. So now I have pairs data frame. It is an data frame by just list of lists, and here are pairs for my images. Now I'm going to create a file to import it in Toloka. So I'm going to create a tab separated file. I'm going to do it with pandas as a data analyst, and this time I use a lot of such tools. So, but you can use any tools you like. So I can create a data frame, pairs, or not pairs, but pairs. And here are 2 columns, the left image column and the right image column. And I need to add column titles. And I should copy these column titles from this file, from this example. I'm going to copy them. I downloaded this file. I'm going to copy. Sorry, I'm going to copy this. This heading. So here are to input image left and input image right. So here is my data frame, and I'm going to save it as a tab separated file. So to CSV sbs underline pool dot tsv, then separator at tab. Then I should remove my index false. Yeah, so I saved my file, my tasks to file, and then I'm going to upload it here. Let's upload it. upload, then I can set manually one task per page. Of course, when you launch a much bigger experiment, maybe not of 6 images, but of 10 images or maybe 100 images, you can add more than one task per page, because you will show different images in the task, as there are lots of images, but I have only 6 of them, and the probability that the performer will see the same image in the first task and in the second task is high. So I'm going to upload these tasks. Let's upload it. And 1 second. I selected my file. Oh yeah, it uploaded. The upload was successful. I'm going to edit. Let's preview it. What image do you like more? The left is better or right is better? And why did you select this image? Yeah, great. Yeah, I think that I created a pool, and now we are going to run it. Yeah, now we're going to run it, and I'm starting it. I'm starting it right now. There is an attention. Sample settings may be incorrect. Set up quality control to get more accurate responses. Yeah, it's a nice tension, but firstly, we have an example, and secondly, our tasks are quite simple. We have no quality control right now, but I think that if you launch lots of tasks, of course, you should add quality control. Now the pool is launched, and we will collect results in a few minutes. And maybe there are some questions right now. I can answer your questions. There is a question in the chat. I'm not sure that I understand. Why do we need both A, B, and B, A pairs? I assume it is related to a bias to choose left or right side, but it wouldn't be sufficient to normalize responses by an imbalance ratio. So I really like your question. In my opinion, the selection is a bit biased, but it can be very hard to upgrade this to improve this bias. I think that it is just simpler. It is simpler to add A, B, and B, A pair to remove this bias, to balance your scores. Of course, maybe you can research and balance your scores another way, but I think that adding A, B, and BA pairs is easier. And there is another question. Can I test multi-step complicated workflows? Example, a 4-5 step entity creation workflow. What do you mean by entity creation workflow? To be honest, I didn't understand. Maybe do you have a multi-click prototype, or what do you mean by 4-5 step integration workflow? I think that you can, yes. Aside from the templates on the Yandex site, is there a community of Yandex enthusiasts that share templates they have used, or insights for improvements or ideas for better, more engaging test polls, etc., or at least some really good examples or gallery of some past tests? As to best, I'm not sure about it. Maybe the Toloka team who are in this meeting also, maybe they can help with answering this question. As to be honest, I'm not sure about it. I think that Toloka team can help with it. And the next question: can I screen audience by their demographics or where they work? small business owners, employees, companies, etc. Example, creating an ad or creating a campaign. Yeah, great question. There are some limits with audience selection. What do I mean? I mean that Toloka is firstly for crowdsourcing. It is for tasks who can perform almost everybody. For example, we tested products and tools that are used by everyone. I mean, everyone uses search engine. Everyone can use Yandex its product. But if we are going to test some products such as, for example, Jira or Asana or some such tools, I think that we'll have issues because it is quite hard to find this audience in Toloka. We should run tasks that everybody can solve, and yeah, I think that it isn't correct to looking for business owners audience in Toloka, as there is no such audience in Toloka at all. There is no such audience, but you can select some demographic params in pool. For example, I'm going to show you. You can add some. 1 second. You can add a filter, and you can select, for example, by browser. You can select people by browser, or you can select people by age. For example, here is date of birth, so you can select people by age. Then you can select people by gender, if it is necessary, or you can select people by city or citizenship. So there are some demographic filters, but it can be very hard to select for a specific audience. Yeah, I hope that I answered the question about the audience. There is next question in private messages. For a text input task, is there a way to automatically validate text responses, aggregate text responses? Let me think. Is there a way to automatically validate text responses? Yeah, I think that it is possible to validate text responses. But what is the way how you'd like to validate them? Do you mean by validate them by regular expression or what? Yeah, I think it is possible to create such validation. I think that you can to create such validation. I think you can select. You should read about validating input fields in HTML. I think you should type some JavaScript, and yeah, and then you can apply it to like a form. Great. Okay, there are a few more questions, but our task is already completed. I would like to aggregate results now, and then we will switch to questions again and discuss them, and maybe you have some more questions, and we'll discuss them a bit later. So my task is already completed, and I have results. And now I'm going to protect them and rank these images from the best one to the worst one. So I'm going to download results. I'm going to download them. 1 second, I will store it to the same folder as my Jupyter notebook is stored. I'm going to okay. I start this file to the same folder. Then I'm going to read it. I'm going to read results. Read this is file name, and separator is tab. So here are results. I need only 3 columns. I need input image left, input image right, and output result. So I'll select only 3 columns: image left, image right, and result. I'll skip all other columns. I don't need them now. So here is my data frame, and then there are some NA rows. It means that there was an empty line. I'll just remove these lines. So here is my data frame, and I'm going to calculate a metric. I'll type a metric here. I'm going to calculate a metric for each image. I'm going to calculate a metric such as number of wins divided by number of wins plus losses. It means a win rate. It's quite a simple metric. We can interpret it as the probability of an image to win a random other image, and this metric will help us to rank images. So we need to perform some data frame manipulations, results. So we need to perform some data frame manipulations. Let's add some new columns just to easier to run such calculations. We will add here a winner image and image loser. So I'll just create 2 functions. Def select winner image from row. If row output result equals to left, return row input left image, else return image right. So image right. It is our function to select winner image, and then I'll create the same function to select loser image. It's almost the same function, but just have to change here. So results winner image results dot apply select winner image axis equals to 1. Oh, I have some issues, but something like this. Yeah, great. So results loser image. So loser image results. So here are 2 new columns. Oh, so sorry, here is a mistake. Select loser image. Yeah, now it seems that everything is correct. Let's check it. For example, by first row, input image right and the result right. So the winner is 2E6, yeah. And output left, winner is 2AC, yeah, everything seems to be correct. Now we're going to aggregate our results. So let's calculate the number of wins per each images. For example, we'll do wins is results group by winner image. Then we're going to count it and leave only 1 column. Wins. No, we don't need to add. Okay, no. Let's leave this index. and just rename columns wins num. So wins. Here is my wins data frame, and I need the same data frame for losses. So winner image and loser image, losses. No, oh sorry. So here is my second data frame with this very long index, and now I'm going to merge these data frames. Merge it spd dot merge wins and losses. So I merge them on index. So here is my merge data frame. And then I'm going to calculate a metric, the same metric as I typed it here. It has win rate, the share of wins per each image. So I'm going to create a new column metrics, or win rate. It is win sum divided by the sum of two columns merged, win sum plus losses num. So here is my result data frame, and I don't need these columns anymore. I'll remove them. Delete merge. I'll just remove the two columns and reset it, and maybe reset index. And here is my scar, and I'm going to order this image in descending order. And moreover, I think I'd like to show you images near the scar. I'll show you. I'd like to show you images in the scar. Let's look for how to show images in the pandas data frame. Pandas data frame show images in table. I think it's quite easy. Rendering images inside pandas data frame. Here's an example. Yeah, I'll copy this function and reset index. So here is my data frame, and then I'll merge image is merged image, apply this function, this magic function. So, and then I need to render this data frame, I think. So here is the way how I can run it. Just 1 second. Okay. So I don't need this one, I think. So merge two data. Okay, and I just forgot to order this order my data frame rows. So I'll sort them. 1 second. Merge dot sort values by win rate standing equals to false. Yeah, from the best one to the worst one. And now we're going to oh, they are very, very, very small. Sorry. I can remove this column. Del merged winner image. So here is the result. Here is the most preferable image with it is the most preferable image, and then they are scored, and this preferable image is this photo I created from the office in Moscow. So yeah, this is scores, and these are images, and this image was selected as the best one, and this one was selected as the worst one. So for our gallery, we can took these three images and save them in our background gallery, in the gallery of backgrounds. So I think that this is the result, and we can share this result with our colleagues. So I think that this is the end of the second part of my presentation. We launched a project together, then we collected the results, and then we calculated quite a simple metrics, and now we can share these results with other colleagues. And now I'm ready to answer the questions. I think there can be some more questions, and yeah, I can read and answer them. If there are any more questions. Yeah, here are a question about markets and executors, and there is already an answer in chat, and there is a question about rating of performers, and yeah, there is already an answer in the chat. So I think that all questions are already answered. If you have any more questions, feel free to type it in the chat. And if there are no more questions, I think that it is the end of my presentation. If you have any more questions, you can ask me in private messages. Yeah. Okay, I think it's all for today. Thank you for participation. This presentation and video will be shared with you.